all about Scorpio part 18. Wow. Okay. It's been, a while since the last time I posted. And as I've mentioned, I'm going to post some comments from Scorpio male and female talking about their love relationship with a fellow Scorpio, male and female. Okay. And this is actually from www.askoracle.com. It's about sign compatibility. So let's go ahead and read these responses. So let's find out, is it a hellish experience or is it a match made in heaven? Because personally, I would have to say, and I've actually mentioned this countless times before, that in my personal experience as a Scorpio woman, and being involved in a Scorpio male, it's either, it's the best relationship or the worst relationship ever. It's really, there's definitely no no shades of gray. It's just really black and white. Okay. So let's find out what these people are going to say. The first comment that we have here, it says here, I'm a Scorpio female who went out with a Scorpio male for 5 years before finding out he had a massive internet addiction, a secret fantasy sex life online with other women, which had completely killed our own. Wow. We tried to make it work, but I couldn't trust him anymore, and it brought all our other issues to the surface. I am now eternally grateful we broke up, as I can see his unadventurous, static ways, along with his addiction, were holding me back. Over time, he'd completely sucked my confidence and personality out of me, so beware. Wow, so that's not a really good relationship. As you can see, of course, there's trust issues, and that's something very important for Scorpios. Trust. Once that's broken, I don't think it's going to be the same way as before. Anyway, next comment. I met a very loving man who was a Scorpio, and so was I. The relationship took off like a rocket, and every aspect of our lives just blossomed when we were together. We were inseparable from day one, and most of our friends were so jealous of our relationship, as we were friends, advisors, lovers, confidants in one with each other. We just couldn't get sick of each other at all. That's great. The relationship started fading off, though, after a fight that we had, and no one was backing down. There you go. And it fizzled off eventually. I find myself thinking of him daily, and it's impossible for me to grovel as I have so much pride. Moving on is hell for me, as I thought he and I were meant to make it. I even have to isolate myself from going out, as bumping into would kill me. Oh my gosh, I could somehow relate to this. Really, really relate to this. Like what I said earlier, you can be, having a relationship, whether that's a friendship or a romantic one with a fellow Scorpio, that will be really one of the best relationships you'll ever have, because you mirror each other, and then you can be friends with each other. You can be, you're confident, you tell each other's problems because the trust is there. But then again, the only downside or the only problem is when, just like in the previous recordings, if a Scorpio male or a Scorpio female, vice versa, if they, didn't agree on something, or they, argued about something, and no one wants to back down, or no one wants to lower down their pride, then that's, that's the start of the destruction of their relationship. And pretty much could relate to that. I could definitely relate to that. And that pride thing is it's so true. And that is so true. So that one is really interesting, huh? Now let's try to check this next response. It says here, I am a Scorpio woman. My daughter's father is a Scorpio as well. Okay. There's something about this bond I cannot put into words. Our relationship is unfortunately broken, and we have hurt and lied to each other too much to make it work. Wow. That is a sad thing. I feel like we feel each other's emotions and think of each other even when we want or don't want to. I truly feel in love, and that is the best thing aside from our baby girl he gave me. If there wasn't such a broken past in our past, there might have been a chance. I think he's still locked to his ex-wife. She's a Cancer, damn it. Oh my God, there you go. They supposedly bond the best with them. I don't know. I'm still in love, and as mysterious as we are, us two, I want him to know me. I want him to see me. Oh, wow. Anyway, I had to laugh there because, one of the best matches for Scorpio, especially for male Scorpio, is actually a Cancer woman. My best friend, kind of like a sister to me, she's Cancerian, and we get along really, really well. She's like a sister to me, and her husband is actually a Scorpio. But I just noticed, although it's a match made in heaven, kind of like that, or one of the best matches for Scorpio, but I noticed that they always fight as well. They argue a lot. And I remember I have this one office mate or coworker who actually told me he's a Scorpio, and he told me his wife is a Cancer, and it's like, from the way he responded when I actually told him, you know what, that's great, because they say that Scorpio Cancers, they're the best match, love match, and he was like, from the way he actually, reacted when I said that, it's like he doesn't like it. It's like he doesn't want to, not really like he doesn't want to believe it, but it's as if like, he finds it a bit disgusting, or I don't know what's the perfect term for that, but he was like, really? But, okay, yeah, my wife is a Cancer. And I was like, because I said that it's the best match for a Scorpio, and he was like, he wanted to disagree, definitely. So it's kind of funny, but I really believe that Cancer, Scorpio, they're the best match for each other. Really, the best match. Of course, Scorpio to Scorpio, they say either it's a good or a bad relationship. So it's kind of there's no nothing in the middle really. So it's either black or white. Okay. Anyway, let's move on to the next one. Okay, someone actually left a comment here and said, I found these to be true in all Scorpio men. Number one, they're jealous and possessive. 100%. Or let's make it, 500%? Number two, hotheads. Number three, big-time liars. They do it for fun. Really? Also, they tend to exaggerate or minimalize facts to their convenience. Not all Scorpios are like that, though, of course. Yeah, but I could, I could agree with what she's saying here. Number four, most people say Scorpios are actually loyal, and they are with their heart, not with their penis. Whoops, sorry, said that word. I'm just reading it off on the website. Anyway, of course, there's an exception when the Scorpio guy is head over heels in love with her, but fears her and knows she wants to take his crap if she finds out. So, they're actually cheaters. All right. Number five, passionate. They want quantity. Don't worry too much about quality. Yes, that's so true. Number six, mysterious, of course. Number seven, most of them are into mystical stuff. Oh, hell yeah. And then number eight, violent. Number nine, funny as heck. And then number 10, impulsive. Wow. Okay. Interesting. All right, now some of the comments are way too long. Like, they're really, it's like, I think I'm just going to read some of them, but not all of them, because some of the comments or responses, it's like, it's so long, really, really long. Like, they actually, shared a lot of story, Let's see here. This one is interesting. It says here, since I have been single and dating again, I have had the pleasure of meeting a fellow Scorpion. We met at a party. I tell you, he looked at me and I read his thoughts. I smiled and he smirked, and it was on from there. We had so much fun together, but jealousy is what drove us apart. There you go. That word again is popping. When it comes to Scorpios, really, jealousy. It is true. A Scorpio male does not like to show how he really feels, and I do not either. So when he became jealous over an innocent gesture from another male towards me, and told me later that he does not like being made to show his anger and jealousy, I knew it was over for us. He never got over it, never could fully trust me, and I could tell it without him speaking a word. So ladies, be careful not to make a Scorpio male jealous intentionally or unintentionally. For me, it was unintentional, and I still lost him. Okay, there you go. That's the sad part. And it's true. That's one thing that I don't like about Scorpio males, you know. They can be so overly possessive and jealous, you know. I could really relate again, I could, you know, this is really funny, but I could really relate with their stories because of what happened to me. And perhaps it's because, again, most of the people that I come in contact with or that I really become close with are Scorpios too, just like myself. So, with that recent story that I just read to you, that's exactly what happened to me. You know, it's all about jealousy, you know, all about jealousy, all about Scorpio. Okay. Yeah, it's all about jealousy because he can't stand, seeing me actually, trying to talk to other people other than him, you know. He wanted to be the center of attention. You know, it's really, really weird. And there are times, like, I think I've mentioned this in the previous recording, that, you know, even just going to some place that I wanted to go, he would actually be not really mad, like he's mad about it, but he doesn't like it. He will not support it. Like, I don't know. It's just so weird. It's just so weird. And another thing that I notice about Scorpio males, about the jealousy thing, is that even if it's not the opposite sex, even though if you're hanging out with, you know, or if you're going out with your female friends or what, they don't like the idea, especially if they're not comfortable with those group of females or with those friends of yours that he's not really close with. So, you know, it's always, you know, that issue of jealousy again. Anyway, let me read this next one. Just wondering if anyone has been a female with a male Scorpio, but the catch is my male has the same birthday as my oldest child, my son, who are both Scorpio, and then my Scorpio son is also a Scorpio, so we have two October 27 birthdays. Mine's 11/11. His is 13-year-old 11/2. We got into our first fight, or rather bickering match, is what it became today, and I'm worried because we kept overexposing what we're trying to say and then reading each other wrong. First person either of us hasn't been able to read is each other, and it's driving me bonkers. Any tips for me, and any tips on how to resolve our bicker matches? Because another day like today, and I'm afraid we won't make it. It's like I couldn't stop being a sarcastic bitch. Oh my gosh. Oh wow. It's, you know, so far, you know, the comments that we're reading, it's always about arguments rather. They're arguing with each other over jealousy, over things that are, you know, wow. I haven't read anything yet that it's really like completely a good Scorpio to Scorpio relationship here. Anyway, here you go. I think this is it. Hopefully. Let's see. The love of my life was a Scorpio woman, and I am a Scorpio man. I've never really taken this sort of thing seriously until reading this article just now. Oh, that's great. It brought tears to my eyes because it reminded me of her. She passed about 3 years ago. I can honestly say that I feel I shall never love another as deeply as I loved her. And believe me, I tried. She had this aura, this presence about her, and made everyone in her life want to be a better person, stronger person. I thought the part in the article about skipping the initial steps of meeting someone was funny because that's pretty much what happened with us. We just instantly clicked one day and we're never apart again until the week before her death. That last line of the second to the last paragraph, taking their partner into their soul and experience completeness like never before, was so true. And now that it's gone, there is nothing. I miss her deeply. Life these last few years is just empty in comparison to the brief moments of ecstasy that was being near sunshine. Cherish your loved ones and never let them go. Aw, this one, I need a Kleenex here. But yeah, well, this one is a good example. Earlier it was just all about arguments and all that, jealousy. But again, this is a heavenly type of relationship, if only, Scorpio to Scorpio would actually just, give way to each other. Compromise is definitely the key word here. It should be in the menu. Then it can be a very rewarding and heavenly type of relationship, just like what this guy actually posted here. His name is William. So it's kind of sad, though, that his Scorpio partner passed away. But as you can see, reading what William actually posted, definitely, there's one word that really popped into my head, while I was reading it: passion. Scorpios really love with passion. They love so deeply, really deep. That's the deep type of love there. Okay. Anyway, I think we still have a few more comments here to read. I really can't read some of them because it's way too long. It's like, it's like a novel. But I'll probably choose one that is uber long, but something that is really, really catchy, or something that would actually make an impact. Wow, there's a lot of long comments over here. I'm sorry, I think I have to pause this one first because I really, a lot of comments, really, really long comments. Hold on. Okay, I found a comment or a response that's pretty short. Okay, my name is Lisa. I am a Scorpio, and so is my boyfriend of 1 year. We met as teenagers when we were 15, dated for several months, then never seen each other again till we were 27. Wow, that's way too long. Okay. A lot had changed in our lives. I had 3 kids while he had none. He talked a lot about forever searching for me for years, missing me because I have always been his first love. Aww. I also thought of him while in relationship with my children's dad, wondering if he was still around, and used to reminisce on how good he used to treat me. Finally, we're united and have a Scorpio girl, 8 months old, and both of us will be turning 30 on November 20th. Scorpio love is powerful. Oh, okay, so they ended up together. That's a really great story over there. I mean, they haven't seen each other for like years. Almost like 12 years, actually. I'm doing the math here, but yeah, 12 years, and, they ended up together. Well, that's a good story there. Next, oh my God, another long comment. Most of the comments here are really, really way too long, man. Okay. Don't tell me. Okay, here it is. Another one. I am a Scorpio man, November 1st. My girlfriend is a Scorpio woman, November 10th. I knew all of what is described here to be true before I read this particular Scorpio man, women generality. However, we are both full-blooded Scorpios in every sense of the general tendencies. We stared at each other and said absolutely nothing before we first kissed. We had met but did not know one another and had barely talked. Everything came together in one night. We didn't say a word. We stared at each other for a moment and rushed into absorb one another after we knew. Wow, that was so... Okay, all right. All of my relationships have been intense, as I am the intense, loving, immersing Scorpio. My partners of different signs: Cancer, Pisces, Capricorn, as you would assume. She's everything ever and more than I imagined, as described. I see myself in her always. We have a daughter now. She's beautiful. Nothing in this piece of compatibility writing is inaccurate in describing our relationship in the slightest. I love her. I always will. She's my favorite anything I have ever come across, and I will be with her forever. Wow. Another successful Scorpio to Scorpio relationship here. Okay, let's read another one. Before we read those, long comments, okay? We'll go with a short one first, because some of them are like, way too long, like a novel. Anyway, here it is. I am a Scorpio woman, and I recently fell in love with a Scorpio man. Everything was perfect communication, trust, loyal. He was so attentive, passionate. He was always wanting to hold me, kiss me. Everything was perfect. But then my ex came in the picture, stood at my place the weekend. I did not bring him his sister, and he was there with our 5 kids. I asked my Scorpio man not to come back because I was trying to avoid problems between them both. So he thinks we had sex, which we didn't. I lived with him with an okay relationship. I can't understand what she was saying here. Just all the missing, holding me, having sex is pretty much once a week to once a month. Will this ever be back the way it was? Will he ever get over it? I love him so much. He's a great man and a great father figure to my children. Oh, there you go. So, again, it's all about jealousy. See? You know? And the trust, of course, because, you know, if the Scorpio guy thought that she was actually making out or having sex with that guy, then, you know, that's a problem there, you know. When jealousy hits a Scorpio male or a Scorpio female, they're too emotional. That's it. Because Scorpio male and female are really emotional. So that's the, you know, problem for water signs like Scorpios. Anyway, I'm going to pause this again. I'm going to pick one of those uber long novel-like comments. We'll just choose one before we end this recording because I've been talking here for 20 minutes now. But I hope you're enjoying, you know, just reading off some comments. And hopefully this could actually help some of you guys who are listening to this audio recording to get a better view of, maybe you can relate with it, especially if you're a Scorpio and you're actually currently dating a fellow Scorpio or whatever. You know, hopefully this would be of help to you because, you know, as a Scorpio, and I had relationship with a Scorpio as well, I was so curious, like, how is it, you know, really, you know, for other Scorpio couples out there, Scorpio to Scorpio couples, how is it for you guys, you know? So that's why I came across this article, and so hopefully it's really helpful for you guys. Anyway, I'm going to pause because I need to choose just one of the uber long novel-like comments, and I'm going to read it off to you. Okay, it looks like we're going to read 2 interesting uber long novel-like comments here, but I think it's worth it, you know, okay? So, without further ado, let me read this off to you. It says here, a love letter from a Scorpio to another Scorpio. My only and truly loved one. I would have to say my Scorpio love will know who I am, and thus I won't say anymore, but you may relate to the story. We met about 15 years ago under the most crazy circumstances. The first time I saw her, I knew she noticed me, although she was very discreet. She also knew other women spoke about me to her, but I had to notice only her. Can bet you the other females were not Scorps, as laser focused. Probably the other gals do not have the intensity in their looks, but as usual, they do. I have no idea what she thought of me. It was practically impossible to read her as astute and king of mind games as I thought I was, but she could never read me either, and we both tried to figure out and judge each other. Now this is funny, yeah. Some dark periods in our lives came in. I am not sure why I was attracted to her. I thought really, I could have any woman I wanted. Typical Scorpio self-confidence. I love Leo women, Taurus women, always did for 25 years, but had to fall for her. The powerful Scorpio female. It was a power struggle between the two from the start. Cold one day, fire the next. Or better, cold 1 minute, fire the next. No shades of gray. It is very tiring sometimes. Despite the famous Scorpio trying to mate for life, thought engraved in my mind to find the partner that is worthy since a kid, and I was committed at that time in this search. We lost each other in a series of bad mistakes many years ago, and don't know if we will ever be able to gain trust in each other. Only if we become more evolved Scorps. I try hard besides my many downfalls. Long story short, I lost as much as 10 pounds. I used to vomit and grief and desperation to have my Scorpio woman back. Cried alone for months. Nothing I've ever dreamed to be great in any other woman could even match her. For many years, I dreamed I was going to have her in my arms again. She gave me the strength that no other women gave me. She admired me as I did admire her, and wished to believe I also gave her the same strength. We could reach and achieve anything together, and I never felt such a warm hug from any other women. And I dated over, well, you won't believe, so I keep it to myself. Despite all of our power struggles, fights, drama, passion, love, and part is only between me and her, not you. And something I was never able to prove to her, my love, as she never did it to me. I disappointed her as she did to me 10 times worse. Despite all of the negative, the positive was 1,000 times better. My desire to have her body, soul, and mind as I had it before is constantly with me. And I did, even for a short time. Despite knowing she was, and still is, the love of my life, I will simply and never let her run the show. And she's not into being run by nobody. This creature has a mind of its own. But still, somehow she thinks she is of the same stature as men. And they are. Trust me. Yes, I know, we male Scorps are jerks, but also honest about the female qualities. And I really don't care what you think of me. I am the representation of a Scorpio man. There goes the confidence of a Scorpio man. I am simple. What? I am a simple mortal trying to overcome my curses and focus on my blessed gifts, if any. I know I will be happy with any women, trust me. Especially the tender Pisces, as she will with any men. Especially the just Libra. But I also know that in love, we simply do not settle for second class in anything related to shallow, superficial, that's so true, people not being able to hold an opinion, and what many judge as losers. Not me, because I am not anyone to judge. Since we want the best and nothing shallow or superficial can become the center of our attention forever. So, as I know you're listening and mentioned that one day we would meet and be together, I tell you, maybe we won't. Or to my surprise, we will, in a distant present, be forever happy, probably killing each other in the bad days, and being where few women have been before in the good days. I will give you children. And this time with no masks, games, suspicions, manipulations, or speeding up the end of long-time relationships, forgetting all the bad sides if you wish the same. You will have to be honest, patient, never ever betray me again, and not what we have proven to each other, and not the half honesty we should have with each other. As I may suspect, you may decide to move on with your life, as one day I said I would move with mine with passion. But remember, it is better to have love once, as we both did each other, and no other than never have love at all. I love the article because it exemplifies our lives. I love you forever. P.S. I could not agree more in this article. Oh, wow. That's an uber long love letter, huh? Okay. Anyway, such confidence there of a male Scorpio, huh? Anyway, I think we're just going to read just one more. I think I'll read, or probably I'll have another recording about this, because this is pretty interesting, reading, the stories or the experiences of other Scorpio people out there, right? Which is good. I'll probably do a part 3 of this. But anyway, I'm going to read just one more and we're done, okay? And I'll just do another recording for the second one, for the part 2 or the part 3. Anyway, here it is. I am a Scorpio male who is in his mid-30s. I've been in 2 relationships with Scorpio women. The first was my oldest daughter's mother. We were high school sweethearts. Things in the beginning were great. We eventually moved in together. After a while, she started cheating on me. I, being a Scorpio male, oftentimes knew about it. I would confront her about it, and of course she would try to deny it or lie about it. She went as far as sleeping with one of my best friends. Now that's really wrong, I tell you. Anyway, sorry, he and I fell out over it for 4 years. I would forgive her because I was madly in love with this woman. We eventually had a child together. I wanted to marry that woman so badly, but she did not feel the same. 4 months after my daughter's birth, I caught her cheating again. Oh my God. This time, I gave her a choice. It was him or me, and she chose him. It broke my heart. I never cheated on her and wanted eternity with her. To make a long story short, yeah, it's an uber long novel-like comment. She saw the errors of her ways, wanting me and even sending our daughter at me. But then I had moved on with my feelings, vowing never to give her my heart again. To this day, I do not like her at all. I hate I share a child with her. Being that she's a Scorpio woman, she's very scornful. It affects my relationship with my daughter. She and I have no relationship with one another in any level. I've tried and given up. My second relationship with a Scorpio woman is a headache. Oh my God. Our birthdays are one day apart. We argue so much, the possibility of happiness is out of the window. I myself am a true Scorpio man. I have my faults. I try to recognize them and address them. She, on the other hand, refuses to admit hers. Whenever there is an argument, I'm the one to blame. 90% of them are caused by her. She's very insecure, which is something I can't stand. She's very jealous. She has Facebook spies and gets angry if I merely compliment another woman. I am not a jealous man. Like I said, we fight often. We recently had another disagreement a few days ago. Where was I? Oh my God, because it's way too long. I'm so sorry, guys. Where was I? Woo. Like I said, we fight often. We recently had another disagreement a few days ago. This time, I'm done. I'm tired of arguing, especially considering I did that in my last relationship. She was a Cancer. My Scorpio partner was jealous and concerned about her in my past relationship, going as far as friend requesting her on Facebook. She even told me she had a dream about her. I know, right? Like I said, I'm not happy and I cannot take it anymore. So I plan on ending it this week. Doesn't change the fact that I love her. I understand that we can be together. I know that it's going to be explosive. I know I will get blamed for all our problems in our relationship. But I've accepted it and I'm really ready to move on. Little does she know, it's not just for myself, but for her as well. We never had a true foundation considering when she met me, I had a woman. As a Scorpio man, I pay attention to whomever I deal with, whether it's one woman or multiple. For her, she is insecure and upset over the fact she feels as though I don't show enough feelings for her. The biggest problem I have is not only her 3 children from her previous marriage. That in itself is a whole other topic that deserves its own paragraph. Believe me, I don't want to hear it. I'm just kidding. I hate that she changed. She was not my same little Scorpio I met in the beginning. She was sexy and very secure, so I thought. Plus, I hate the fact she tried to change me. Like I said, I'm in my 30s and pretty stuck on who I am. Anyone who's a Scorpio knows what I'm saying, so it's time to move on. To all of you Scorpio women, you all are intriguing and fascinating. But I honestly think this shall be my last time dating any woman who shares the same zodiac sign as myself. Oh God. We mirror one another entirely too much. The sex is explosive, but it's not enough. I want true compatibility. Oh, and here's a warning to all women, or women, it should be women, right? Whether she's a Scorpion or not. Please do not try to play or be dishonest to a Scorpion male. 9 out of 10 we know. Just as a woman has intuition, we too have that. I guess that's what makes us so captivating. I know I do, and I'm one of the types who won't say a word, even for a long period of time, or at least until I'm tired of the game and feel it's time to let that cat out of the bag. My Libra daughter's mother had to learn that the hard way. She will admit it too, lol. But to all of my fellow Scorpion men and women, keep on blessing those other zodiac with your aura. We truly are something special. Unlike any other sign, we love hard. When the other companion has truly captured our heart and loyalty, watch out. We'll die for them and remain loyal to the end of time. Oh my God, that's the longest comment ever. Anyway, I like what he's saying, and you know what? I'll just be very blunt. You know that Scorpios are very blunt, but he's kind of like really, really emotional as I can, it's like brimming with a lot of emotions there. And that's because, when Scorpio is talking about their passion, about their love, you can definitely expect a lot of emotions there, right? And too bad for him. He had a really bad experience, with Scorpio women, and it's just so funny because he keeps on attracting the same sign, and that is because, again, like what he said, Scorpio to Scorpio to Scorpio mirror each other. That's exactly why, there's always an instant attraction, both of them get magnetized so easily. So, but yeah, too bad for him, About the cheating part, I mean, it's really good that he actually let go of that woman, because, I mean, who would want, like, you're going to sleep with your boyfriend's best friend or something? That's really insane. I don't like that, definitely. And to think that Scorpios are very loyal, right? But definitely, I could really, based on the comments, the response that we've read earlier, it's so obvious that it's either a good or a bad relationship, Some of them are saying that it's really good, it's very rewarding and all that, or it's really a match made in heaven. But, some of them, it's always about arguments, about cheating, about power. It's like power struggle, trust issues, and possessiveness and all that. But they always say one thing: the sex is explosive. Anyway, oh my gosh. No, but you know what? Before I wrap this up, definitely I could relate to, some of the stories shared by fellow Scorpios. So I hope you fellow Scorpios are also listening to this recording. I'm just sharing what I'm actually reading off the website right now. I hope you can also relate to that, and hopefully, what I'm really hoping for those Scorpio people who are in a relationship with a fellow Scorpio, I hope there will be a compromise. The power struggle, enough of those struggles and all that jealousy. Too much jealousy can kill, definitely. So, just compromise. That's the key word, compromise. And it can be definitely a match made in heaven, because if you actually let your pride rule, then I don't think it's going to be really, really successful, because no one's going to back down, And at the same time, what I don't like about dealing with Scorpio, fellow Scorpio, is that even though they know that they made a mistake, I'm not talking about all Scorpio guys out there, but even though they know that they committed a mistake, I pretty much notice or have observed that a lot of Scorpio guys would not want to admit it. They won't say sorry. So I guess that's where the pride comes in. Like, obviously you committed a mistake, you made a mistake, you tried to hurt this person, and then you don't have the freaking, balls, I'm sorry I have to say that word, I'm just being blunt right now, to actually admit to your mistakes and try to apologize for it. I think it's more, I think as a Scorpio woman, I think if a guy, regardless of the sign, really, regardless of what sign, whether he is Cancer, is a Taurus, or a Scorpio, a Capricorn, I find it very, very nice, or I find men respectable if they know how to admit their mistakes and really try to apologize for it. It doesn't really reveal their weakness and all that. Because for me, a man who cannot really admit to his mistakes is, a sissy and a chicken, So that's just my advice. Really, because that's something that I also notice. I'm not saying all Scorpio guys are like that, so don't kill me, but I just noticed that most Scorpio men that I know, they are having a hard time saying sorry, even though it's obvious that they already committed a mistake. So anyway, that's it. But I'll post another, recording about this. I better go. Thank you so much for listening, by the way.